This is another one where I can't do H. John Benjamin's voice. If I can
try it.
I can't. I really don't even understand it. I don't even know how to decode it. Because it's not deep or it's like, it's just unique. That's why he makes those monies, man. That's why he's got like 6 shows on TV right now.
He's really such a good.
He's fantastic, but I can't do his voice. Archer is a show's been on like 12 seasons or 8 seasons or 100 seasons. I don't know. It's been on forever. Stars H. John Benjamin and a whole bunch of other very talented people whose names are filling in on screen right now because I don't know them off the top of my head and I don't have a teleprompter. So, and I think that Benjamin Babish did Eggs Woodhouse. Came out very nice. We're not going to do that. We are doing the Horatio Cornblower.
Oh, good. Woof. For a second there, I thought I drank too much.
In Sea Tunt Part 1, Season 4, Episode 12, we find ISIS, the name of the organization that Archer works for, which is not a terrorist organization. ISIS is in position to recover a lost hydrogen bomb for a huge reward, bribery, hostage situation with the U.S., and so off they go. And of course, Cecil, Cheryl's brother, and Tiffany, Cecil's girlfriend, are available to help the ISIS organization get to the bottom of the ocean and recover that hydrogen bomb. But it's all a ruse, so I don't want to ruin the episode if you haven't seen it. But none of this matters. None of this is actually what's going on. Of course, en route to the deep sea sub, they take this helicopter. It has a fully stocked bar. Sees our intrepid Sterling Archer helping himself to Long Island iced teas. I think he completes like 3 of them before switching to Fuzzy Navels, but then finds out that he didn't have the right ingredients and switches to Hairy Navels, which he also didn't really have the right ingredients for because he was making them with like moonshine, white lightning, when they should really probably have vodka.
Here's what we're doing. Emergency tracheotomy.
What, Sterling?
With a crazy straw.
It's fine. It's pretty sterile. That Hairy Navel was mostly Kentucky Moon.
That's not even how you make a hairy navel!
I know. It's a new drink. Help me think of a name. So far, all I've got is Horatio Cornblower.
Which sounds incredibly disgusting, but I found it really inspiring. It's a reference, of course, to Horatio Hornblower, a fictional character from the British Navy. And actually, there's something in that. So I went to Bar Convent Brooklyn, and a Korean bartender, whose name escapes me, what a great guy he was, and I feel really bad for not knowing his name, but I'm going to put it on screen. He made for me a drink using corn silk tea syrup.
I'm sorry, what was it? Corn silk. Corn? You know those little hair in the corn?
Yeah.
So Asian, as a Korean, that's one of our favorite tea.
And I'd never even heard of corn silk tea. It's a Korean thing. It's a thing, I guess, that is popular in Korea. It's tea made from dried corn silk. Tastes like corn. And he made a syrup from it, and it was phenomenal. And of course, a Horatio Cornblower, I think about that corn, right? So let's do that. I've been thinking about this for a while. So I've got my corn silk tea, and a bottle that a lot of you guys have been always wondering, what am I going to use that for? My Mellow Corn. As you can see, I like it quite a bit. That's going to wind up in here as well. And in a nod to its origins as a Hairy Navel, Fuzzy Navel, we're going to use a little of this Orchard Peach. It's a stirred drink. Let's stir it up. Let's get right into it. I want 1 ounce of my corn silk tea syrup. Now this is really just a sugar syrup that's 2 parts sugar to 1 part corn silk tea. I'm providing a link in the comments right below to that corn silk tea, and the recipe write-up is there as well. 1 ounce seems like a lot, but it really is sort of the star of this drink. If you want to scale that back, you're free to experiment, but it is like to me, it's kind of the unique thing that makes this drink its own thing. I want 1/4 ounce of this Orchard Peach. And I want 2 ounces of, quiet you, my delicious Bottled and Bond Mellow Corn. And the other thing I want is 1 dash of this saline solution. This is a 20% saline solution. It's basically if I take a scale, I put 20 grams of salt on the scale, and then I add 80 grams of water, and we have a 20% solution that way, right? Heat it up until it's dissolved, and there you go. It's basically salt water. 1 little dash. Now, why am I adding that? Well, it's not gonna make the drink salty, but that salt is gonna help bring the peach and the corn flavors together. And for those of you who don't have a bottle of corn silk syrup handy, I'll tell you what it tastes like. It tastes a little bit like the milk that's left over after a bowl of corn pops. It's freaking delicious is what it is. Oh, side note, my favorite joke in this episode by far is don't listen, it's not diegetic. I love a good film joke. Crack some ice in here. There we go. I'm gonna pour that into a coupe. It's totally optional, but this drink, you know, an orange twist won't hurt it. Just gives it a little bit more brightness. Some of these flavors can become a little heavy without it. Now, let's give this a taste. Well, before I give this a taste, I know what you're saying. You're gonna say, hey, in that episode, that thing he's making is just a blender drink. It's just a garbage thing he's drinking out of a blender with a silly straw. I know. He's making kind of bottom of the barrel version of a Hairy Navel. And I could do that, and you could do that. That's pretty easy to do. I thought it would be more fun to take the idea and do an evolution on it. So, Horatio Cornblower. I like that a lot. It's so cool. It is so... The peach is super present. The corn comes in late. You get that peach thing right up front, and it's like this kind of, it just tastes like fresh. It really does taste like fresh peaches. It's delicious. It's sweet, maybe a little sweeter than some might like, but I don't think it's too sweet. It's a sweeter drink. It's a pretty accessible drink. It's smooth. And I mean that in a literal sense. It has a very smooth mouthfeel. It really coats the inside of your mouth and is in that, not aerated, you know? It's not a shaken drink, so it shouldn't be. It's smooth, silky, heavy, like silk in your mouth. Silk mouth of silk. A mouthful of silk. And that transitions into the corn silk, and you really get a nice taste of corn. It's got a little heat to it as well. That 100 proof mellow corn in this drink puts a little fire underneath it, which I like. It doesn't bother me at all. It's not overpowering, it's just there. It's just letting you know this drink is gonna mess you up if you drink a lot of it. And then right there, at that much time is how long it takes. All of a sudden the corn really attacks back from the sides of your tongue and wraps around, and it's just this sweet, like corn pops thing. It has a slight, it's not the right word, I'm gonna say smokiness, but I don't mean the kind of smokiness at all that you would find in like a smoky scotch. It has just a burned kind of a thing to it. I love it. I think it's probably what you're tasting there is the fact that the corn silk is toasted. So you're probably getting that kind of, whatever happens to that corn silk chemically when it gets heated and some stuff breaks down and then the Maynard effect happens to it. You're getting some of that. It's got a toastiness to it. Let's say that. I am new to the Archer fandom. I'm gonna level with y'all. Archer is new to me. I have not been following the show from the beginning. I started watching it because I got so many requests for Archer. And so I've got a lot of ground to cover in the Archer universe. I haven't seen every episode at all. If you guys have ideas for more drinks you want to see from Archer, shout them out at me. I will do my utmost. I know that the peppermint patty is on the list, and I know the green Russian is on the list. I feel like the peppermint patty is so self-explanatory. Cocktail chemistry did it very, very well. I don't think I can possibly improve upon it. And I don't, you know, there's no, I mean, I'll maybe if I have a great idea for a different way to go on it, I don't know. But so yeah, so that's where I'm at on that. I've been drinking a lot today already. Do you guys remember when I thought I was a werewolf for 6 months? I do. Oh!